side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
What's up? Sorry, I've every time I try to go live, I always have something playing in the background. But anyway, what's up, guys? It's your boy PJ Paradox Nerd, back again with another Sithcast podcast episode, and today we got a really special one, like super special, because today we are going to announce that Mike is going to be my co-host for Sithcast, right? So we did a couple episodes together, and I just totally had a lot of fun with him. I hope he did. I think he said he had fun as well. So I thought that this would be like a really good opportunity to ask him to be my co-host, just because I think him and I see eye to eye in terms of the stuff that we collect, and I was like, I think it was a no-brainer to ask him. So, Mike, thank you for being my co-host for his Sithcast, man.
Hey, PJ, thanks for asking, and thanks for having me. And I agree. I think that our collecting is very similar, and by similar I mean probably extreme. But yeah, we also kind of see things the same way and have the similar interest, which is interest in everything. And I'm glad to kind of share that love on a Sunday night and kind of just talk about what happened throughout the week. And it's one time to kind of decompress and really just enjoy the hobby, just talking with friends.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's one thing too, is like, what a great week, like what a great way to wrap up the week by talking about anything and everything Star Wars. And that's what this podcast is about. It's just basically us talking about like all the most recent news and the more recent collectible pickups and announcements and all these things. So if you love Star Wars as much as we do, then you are in the right place and the right company. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what this entails moving forward. And let's get straight to it, man. How's everything, Mike? How's any recent pickups in the past week, even though we talked last week about your recent pickups? But
you know what, PJ, it's been kind of slow with things coming in. I did have a couple more Hot Toys come in. I'm trying to remember which ones. The First Order Snow Trooper Commander and the First Order Flame Trooper. I think those were this week. I have something pretty cool that I'm waiting for the armor to come in. The
armor?
Forge. Yeah. So I'm waiting for the armor to come in, but okay. I have a diorama ready for the armor. And so that came in, a little like Forge custom thing. That was cool.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. I'll here we go. Hang on. I'll give you a little sneak peek. It's kind of in the shadows back there.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty cool, man. I think you showed that to me earlier this week.
Yeah,
dude, that's pretty sick.
Once the armor actually comes in, and we'll light it up, and we'll start making some Beskar armor. I think it'd be pretty cool. Other than that, man, it's just been. I feel like I have like 5 more pre-orders every week, but like nothing comes in. So.
Yeah, it's to be honest, man, it's been really slow with with just the pre-orders and products, right? It's just again, I don't know. I follow Spec Fiction. I'm part of their email group, and he sent out a letter or email earlier this week in regards to what was going on with the shipping. And that's one thing too. Like, we don't really get that from any other company. Like, we definitely don't get that from Sideshow, right?
Right.
So some of the things we always wonder is like, why is there such a delay in the stuff that we're getting? And we don't know. Like, there's no update. They don't tell you what's going on. But I just kind of want to read to everyone what's going, what he said. He's just basically saying that, I think starting in April, we waited each month to try and get a booking to bring over the goods in China. We literally couldn't get one until July 2021. Meanwhile, things were getting released in China, so our 4 containers worth of goods was growing every month. So basically, they were trying to get like these containers out to the US, and I'm sure Sideshow's kind of going through that same kind of like issue. And then he was saying that there's a massive backlog of container ships at the Long Beach port in California. So it goes, once the goods arrive at the port, we have to do even more waiting because they have to wait for it to be unloaded and customs to clear it. So yeah, I know that people were like, oh, where's my this and where's my that and what's going on? Like, I haven't received my product in over blah blah blah. But unfortunately, I think because of the pandemic, I think there's so many things that's like, there's a lot of delays and a lot of shortages, right?
Yep.
Like I went to like my local like sub place and he was like, yeah, there's a shortage in French fries. Or there's a shortage in like those plastic cups, it's just like, geez, man. But no, I hear you, man. Like, I feel like we place these pre-orders and like we have to wait a really long time for them to get to us. So,
it's we talked about De Nuevo Novo, or I guess Old De Novos a little bit a couple weeks ago, and they started shipping stuff, and I didn't have anything kind of backlogged with them, and they're putting up. I think they just put up their Praetorian Guard, which looks pretty cool, and for a decent price too. But I have some friends who have had some backlog of stuff, and they've received a whole bunch of packages all at the same time, and so some people are getting some stuff in, but specifically from De Nuevo Novo, and a lot of I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I'm really tempted on the Shore Trooper. I really love this Royal Guard. I love the Praetorian Guard. Is actually a pretty cool design, despite the fact that it's so simple.
Yes.
But there you go. You're back.
Yeah, I hit the wrong back button. No, but no, dude. Like, I totally agree, man. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I definitely want to pick up, especially the Shore Trooper helmet. Like, I love the Shore Trooper. I think it's probably one of the best like Stormtrooper designs out there. And yeah, I'm definitely looking into picking this up. But see, here's the thing: is that I have a lot of pre-orders as well. So I'm kind of like, I have like just like a stash of cash that I'm just kind of like leaving to the side until like I feel like I'm waiting for like the wave just to come hit me, and I just got to pay off those pre-orders. So I'm just kind of like waiting in the shadows till those pre-orders releases. So but in the most part, like yeah, De Novo is doing a great job with like shipping some of their stuff out, but I think they have to at this point, because I think a lot of people have been waiting a really long time for some of these products to be to reach their house. So
I got a question for you then. And anybody in the chat, I guess. If it's like, you're in a drought and you're not really getting anything, like when you get to the weekend after a long week of work, do you kind of just browse through like Queen Studios website or Spec Fiction website or Sideshow and be like, what can I PO?
Dude,
I'm just waiting for stuff
all the time, man. Like, I've been like, I think Sideshow did something with like something called Sideshow Seconds or something like that, where basically, from what I read, it's basically these are products that are damaged, like their boxes have been damaged during like the shipping process to their warehouse, and I think they're just basically brand new. Just they don't want to ship it out because the boxes are really damaged. So I think they're offering like 15% off in a lot of the products that they were offering in that section of the website. But dude, like, I was like so tempted. There were so many things I was like tempted to buy from there. So I know what you're talking about. Like, just
I know this is the Sith cast, but I need to make another confession, just like I made a confession last week. So I discovered Iron Man collecting.
Oh no! Yeah, I saw that.
Man.
I saw that the thing that you showed to me, the picture of the Mark 85 hot toy that you got like this week?
Man, God, that's you know what.
Yeah.
Do we? Yeah, we don't need to go there, but I
We
thought
should really
people would find it interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like, of course, this is Sith Cast, but I'll make some exceptions, to certain things. And let's check it out, like, just really quick. And apologies to everyone listening and watching. We're just
See,
going to
because
talk about
PJ
it real quick.
this is the problem with sometimes being well, it's a problem with being any type of collector because okay, we're waiting for so many POs from Hot Toys and statues and all this stuff, and you're like, man, this is really cool looking and it's available.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll try it. You have the like you said, you have the cash. You're gonna need to like lock that in a lockbox and throw away the key until the time comes. But
yeah.
I just find it too easy to be like, oh, I can get this, in 2-3 days. Let's give it a shot, and then it's like, man, it's just one rabbit hole after another.
Yeah, so I'm trying to hold back as much as I can, but I do have some because I do have a movie room, which I'm kind of like trying to like fix it up to where it's just mostly like a lot of like comic books / movie statues, and I do have like the Iron Man Mark 7 quarter scale on pre-order from Spec Fiction, and this is the quarter scale statue by
sweet.
Queen. And I love the Mark 7, design. I think it's probably my second favorite armor design.
Which one's your first?
Mark 46.
Mark 46.
I think, if Queen Studios makes a Mark 46, I'm sold. Like I'm like that's a day one pre-order for me. Just because I just love that armor and I love that movie. It's probably one of my top 3 like favorite Marvel movies of all time. But I get what you're saying, man. Like, as much as we are like avid Star Wars collectors, it's good to like kind of venture out because, dude, we do like other things. We're like only human. Like, we were exposed to all these things as kids. And now even as adults, when you watch some of these like Marvel movies, they're like so huge and like so like extravagant, like what it would be hard not to pick up some of these like some of these characters. So no, I totally understand.
Yep, thanks for indulging me.
I know we should be like helping each other and like try not to like enable each other to like pre-order other things, but sometimes it's so hard. And I think that's why we're doing this together because, man, like I think you and I see eye to eye in a lot of things. So hopefully it doesn't hurt our pockets and just helps us with the podcast. Well,
there we go. Fair enough. Fair enough.
So all right. So let's get back on track and let's talk about some Star Wars stuff. I'm gonna pull up some stuff. So recently, I think this week we were kind of hit with some new content on Disney Plus, and we're gonna briefly talk about it. We're not really gonna dive into it. I think we're gonna save like another episode where we kind of like really dissect some of these like Star Wars Visions episodes, right? And then I think we should talk about it maybe like a couple of weeks from now and give it an opportunity for the listeners and viewers to kind of like catch up with some of the episodes, because I think you and I were talking about it before we went on air. We didn't expect them to release all the episodes all at once. Right?
Yeah, that was a big surprise. That was a really big surprise. But then when I started watching them, and for anyone who hasn't watched them yet, no spoilers or anything, but they're kind of like nice, shorter episodes. It's not a huge commitment. It's kind of like, what would you say, less than watching like a Clone Wars episode?
Yeah, it's definitely less than like watching a Clone Wars episodes. I think a lot of them were like 10 to like maybe 15, 20 minutes long at the most.
Yeah, just about.
So, but in the most part, I think they were just like nicely done and short enough to totally enjoy and appreciate like the story that they were trying to tell. And without going super deep into it and losing a lot of the viewers. I mean, but you watched, you and I kind of like are on the same boat where we are only in maybe episode 8. I think, episode 8. We didn't really finish the whole first season of it.
Yeah.
But what's your thoughts on the division so far, man?
Yeah, what I'll say is, I didn't finish. I know there's been like a lot of like up and down online, but I've seen mostly, thumbs up.
Hmm.
I didn't finish it not because it wasn't interesting. I've actually pretty much enjoyed almost everything that I've watched so far. It's just been such a crazy week, and I've been trying to squeeze it in this weekend. And my wife went to bed early last night. I'm like, well, I'll watch I watched like 3 or 4 episodes before going to sleep, and so far I'd like the how everything's different. You
Hmm.
watch that first episode, and if you don't watch anything after, it's totally different. They've really. What do you think? That first episode really kind of sucked me in quite a bit.
Yeah. So dude, like, before I watched start watching the first season, I think it's going to be another season. That's why I'm saying this is the first season. But before I watched it, there was a lot of negative feedback online in regards to Visions, right? A lot of people really didn't like the anime feeling of the show. They thought it was kind of ridiculous at some parts or some episodes. But I went in there like kind of skeptical about it just because of what a lot of people were saying. But then when I turned it on and I watched the first episode, I was just like blown away. It was like a nice mixture of like Akira Kurosawa and like anime. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like they really like paid homage to I guess you could say like where George Lucas had like um grabbed a lot of like themes and concepts from the Akira Kurosawa movies.
Hmm.
And yeah, the first episode was just totally nailing that. And it was awesome, dude. Like some of the fight scenes, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
dude, like you're like, I want some of those fight scenes in like, in the movies or in the show because a lot of them were like samurai-esque,
Hmm.
like fight scenes. And the thing that we got from a show or or a movie that's close to that is Clone Wars with Maul fighting Obi-Wan. I
Yep.
felt that one was like a very like samurai-esque fight scene. So I don't know.
Yes.
What's your thoughts, man?
I think that it's kind of like what you were saying. It's different, but it's the same. So
Mhm.
like if you just listen to the sounds, like the soundtracks are similar, and like the droid sounds and the
Mhm.
speeder bikes, and even like the music and the theme is like very. It feels like Star Wars, but it's
Mhm.
totally different. And if you just want to see Star Wars in a way that like is totally out there but makes sense.
Mhm.
It's really I think it's enjoyable. I liked, for some reason, most of these episodes they're obsessed with like kyber crystals. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it seems to be like a rare thing.
yes, and there's like I don't think this is really spoiling, but there's a focus of like post almost like post Empire, or like where are all the Jedi, and there's a lot of like Sith, and every episode is different. They don't
Yeah.
tag along from one to the other, so each story is different, and the backgrounds are different. But it's interesting how they're similar, and you can just watch it and you understand what's happening. But I think my favorite episode so far was, or one of my favorites was the twins, and just when you
Mm.
see it visually, it's awesome. The story is awesome. And then I think it kind of pays a little bit to, maybe the Solo twins or what could have been, kind of, but
Yeah, it's like a what if scenario, right?
yeah, kind of.
Mhm.
And man, it's not for everybody. That's for sure. But if you're open-minded, and if you like anime, like I enjoy Dragon Ball Z, I
Yeah,
enjoyed
yeah.
other stuff like that. It's not that far off. It's just Star Wars anime, and so you know, I I definitely say it's a must watch, and I probably will go back and rewatch them because there's just a lot to each episode so far.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I mean, my favorite episode so far, it's like, dude, like there's the twins, there's the first one, I forgot the name of the
Mhm.
episode, and there's one where the father was a sabersmith, and there was
Oh.
a twist in the
Yes.
end, and you're just like that twist was like like blowing. You're like my jaw, like I didn't see that coming.
I
Like I
just
was
finished
like,
that right before the show. Yeah, it was so good.
it was,
So
dude,
good.
that was so good. Like, but anyway, it's just one of those things. For me, if you're an anime fan or you're like you love Star Wars as much as I do, and you could disconnect the fact that first of all, this is not part of any canon timeline. This is its own. Like each story, it's like its own thing and its own like reimagining of like maybe like an anime like world, like but like Star Wars themed, if that makes any sense. Like it's just I don't know, like it was so good. There was a lot of good parts about it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And for me, I would like to see a second season, and I would like them to do more of these types of episodes in the future, where you can just turn on, enjoy the one episode or two, and then turn off, and not really like go online and try to like debate someone about like, oh, this is inaccurate, and wait, this never happened in the timeline, but this is not connected to Luke, or they destroy my characters that I love. So
exactly,
and that's so refreshing.
Yes.
Coming from a Star Wars fan, it's so refreshing. And again, the animation and the visuals on these things, and like the music, like you mentioned, Mike, were totally amazing. So yeah, so definitely recommend.
Hey PJ, did you post a picture of like a samurai lightsaber?
Yeah, I did. Maybe I should pull that
Is
up.
that legit, and is it available to buy?
I'm
serious. It's very cool looking,
dude. It's very cool looking, and like seriously, after like watching some of the fight scenes, dude, like the way they like take out, like, because like their lightsabers is like a samurai sword, right?
Yeah,
and like it's basically the way they fight with it. It's so unique, and totally like enjoy it. Let me see if I could pull up that picture for everyone to look at. But yeah, man. Hold on, let me see if I could. Oh yeah, I don't know if you could buy it. I would love to buy it, but here
I wonder if Hot
it
Toys
is
going to do anything with this. Oh yeah, there we go,
dude. That looks so sick. I think that looks like Luke's. Yeah, that looks like Anakin's, right?
Yeah, yep. Just with a modified blade.
Dude, can you imagine if that's like a real like samurai like blade? Dude, I would so buy that and so hang it on my wall, dude.
That is very cool.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
Yeah, but yeah, man. So far, totally enjoyed. I would like to bring on another guest, Justin from Comic-Con Podcast, to hop on with us, and when we talk about the each episode and do a spoiler filled episode, we'll bring him along and kind of dissect some of these episodes, because seriously, it was amazing. So just real quick, so I want to just we got a few people in the chat. Tilly, what's up, Tilly? Thank you for hopping in. We got Chaz and Haas in the chat as well, and we got ATV Racer. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I like a nice small amount of group joining us, and we can enjoy us. It's like sitting in a campfire and we're all talking about Star Wars, right?
Yep.
So all right, so let's talk about other news also as well before we dive into some of the collectibles. So just really quick, the Mandalorian composer Ludwig Göransson is reportedly returning to score the Book of Boba. And yeah, dude, like this is like really such an awesome collab. So we're gonna get like I guess that same kind of like feel that we got with the Mandalorian in terms of like some of the soundtrack and stuff. Let's see here what other news is here as well. So apparently November 12th is like a big day in the Disney Plus world, right? Yeah, so first of all, Shang-Chi and some of these like movies are coming into the are going to be streaming on Disney Plus.
Oh, sweet.
But I'm sorry.
Did you see
Yeah.
Shang-Chi yet?
Oh yeah, dude, I watched it.
I
Loved
need
it.
to go see that.
Dude, I loved it because I wasn't expecting a lot. I don't know. I wasn't expecting a lot of it, and I was totally blown away
Yeah.
with with everything. So I think Simu Liu, he did such an awesome job, dude. He was funny and like he kicked butt, and yeah, totally enjoyable. Highly recommend, dude.
Okay.
Um,
Yep.
so on November 12th, there is going to be a special celebrating the origins and legacy of Star Wars legendary bounty hunter Boba Fett.
Interesting.
So yeah,
Do we know anything about that?
Nothing really. All I know is that they're just gonna do like a nice little like documentary on it,
Cool.
or a special. So it's probably something that will be like trying to get us to get hyped up for the show. So yeah. So that's that's something I'm looking forward to. And I think that's it for. Hold on, let's see what other news I have in here. But I think that's the Boba Fett special.
Was this week where they talked to Ewan McGregor and he talked about wrapping up production? He's like, "You won't be disappointed in Obi-Wan."
Oh yeah, I think he talked about that this week as well. But dude, we're gonna get a lot.
We're not
gonna
be disappointed anyway.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be disappointed. I think it's gonna be really awesome. And I can't wait for that show. And one more thing that I do want to talk about. So this is really was making a lot of headlines, dude. The Star Wars editor and ex-wife of George Lucas, Marcia Lucas, slams Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams, and they said they don't have a clue.
Oh,
I know. I'm going to read some of the excerpts from the article. I guess because Howard Kazanjian, I guess he was involved in a lot of stuff, and this was from his book, and he said, and Marcia Lucas says, I like Kathleen. I always liked her. I liked her husband Frank. Now that she's running Lucasfilms and making movies, it seems to me that Kathy Kennedy and J.J. Abrams don't have a clue about Star Wars. They don't get it. And J.J. Abrams is writing these stories. When I saw the movie where they kill Han Solo, I was furious. When they killed Han Solo. Absolutely, positively. There was no rhyme or reason to it. I thought, you don't get the Jedi story. You don't get the magic of Star Wars. You're getting rid of Han. I think she also says that they have Luke disintegrate. They killed Han Solo. They killed Luke Skywalker, and they don't have Princess Leia anymore. And they're spitting out movies every year, and they think it's important to appeal to a woman's audience. So now their main character is this female who's supposed to have Jedi powers, but we don't know how she got Jedi powers or who she is. It sucks. The storylines are terrible, just terrible, awful. You can quote me, J.J. Abrams, Kathy Kennedy, talk to me. Wow, dude.
That's pretty scathing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's and you know what? Just to preface this too, she did crap on the prequels. So
okay, well, that's true. Yeah.
Okay. She did say a lot about the sequels, but she also did say a lot of things about the prequels, where she was crying after watching the Phantom Menace. I don't know if she was crying because she wasn't involved in it, or I don't know. I mean, she's very, she makes a lot of good points, and and I totally agree with a lot of them. But I think it's just water under the bridge now. Yeah, it's a little too late. If she said this after after the Force Awakens, then I would totally it's like, okay, cool. But now it's after the fact, and I think that by her just saying a lot of these things, it's just reopening the wound again for a lot of Star Wars fans. And I just really think that if anything, if she wants to be like productive and like, have her opinion matter, like I think she should go to like Kathy Kennedy and J.J. Abrams or whoever, or just go to Kathy Kennedy and just be like, listen, totally disagree with some of the stuff. I think you should really kind of like go this way. Hey, if you want me involved, I could come help you, kind of thing, instead of like, just triggering all these like Star Wars fans on both sides now.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely too late, but I the points that she makes, you can definitely see them when you look at the way like Favreau and crew handle the Mandalorian, and like
Yeah.
just the way it makes you feel as a Star Wars fan, versus maybe the confusion of the sequels. But sequels still have beautiful looking armor and characters. And that Rey 1/6 scale just sold out. No, waitlisted this
Yeah.
week. So I don't know what's going on there. People like the toys and the collectibles, but
Yeah, I just, all right. So here's my theory on the Hot Toys Rey, right?
Okay.
They didn't make a lot. I just don't think they made a lot of those and a lot of the Kylo. I think Rey is a popular character, so I think a lot of people were jumping into it. I had that figure. I didn't like the head sculpt as much, and that's like an honest truth. Like, I know people are like, well, you're biased because you're a sequel hater, like you hate the no, I'm not. Listen, I really try to like come up with like an unbiased review and opinion in a lot of these figures. It's always best to be honest, and to me, like, everything is great about the figure. And I think I talked to Lane about it. Lane Kramer, that's in the chat. Shout out to him, and shout out to RMD Collective. But I did talk to Lane about that figure, and the face sculpt is kind of off. I would. It's probably the best Rey sculpt out there. Yeah. I still like the Last Jedi one for some reason. I don't know why. It's like I'm more drawn. I'm more drawn into that one more. Even though I think a lot of people are going to say like the Rise of Skywalker is the superior portrait. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of the accessories were great, so that I give to them. There's a lot of like really cool accessories.
Yep.
But the portrait I felt like was kind of like maybe a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's just something. I'm looking at it right now. There's something about it. It's definitely better than the Force Awakens Rey portrait.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I need to get the Last Jedi one because that looks really good in photographs, and it's not too expensive yet, so I could probably find it for decent.
Yeah, I would say like if you're gonna get another Rey, try to get that. I did have the Resistance Rey. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, I had her. She was nice. But I think in terms of like the best Rey overall is the first one, the Force Awakens one. Minus the portrait. Like if you take away the portrait, say you cover up the portrait and you put
the scavenger
outfit on, and like you have all these accessories, you got BB-8. It's probably like the best bang for your buck. It was $280 at the time, and $280 was like, to us, was like, oh my gosh, for a hot toy. Look at it now, like it was like $285 for like $280. Like $280 for like a WandaVision figure, right? So, but yeah, that it was. I would say that was probably the best bang for your buck, Rey out there. But not to take anything away from the Rise of Skywalker. I think it's a really good figure. I just don't think that it is. I don't think that the portrait is the like what it should be, in my opinion. But
fair enough. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but but I don't know. What's your thoughts? I mean, like, yeah, I agree. Like, it's a little bit late now, but any other thoughts about the, Marshall Lucas?
I know there's two sides to every story, and I don't really know what like the other side is or what kind of triggered this in the first place. Do you have any clue? Like, was this kind of out of the blue, or did Kathleen Kennedy say something? Or
no, I think that she. I think because there's a book coming out. It's the Howard Kazanjian book, and I think you got Marcia Lucas, and you got what's his name, Mark Hamill saying a lot of a lot of things there. I think Mark Hamill even said that, you know, the prequels, he loved the prequels, and it was like, you know, it had its own identity.
Yeah.
But Howard Kazanjian produced is a well-known producer for you know, movies like Empire Strikes Back and, you know, Return of the Jedi. So I think that's why Marshall Lucas kind of like chimed in that autobiography book.
Gotcha.
You know, so
Well, you know, I think I don't. JJ, I don't think has anything coming up with Star Wars in the near future. I mean, he's pretty much out, right?
yeah, he is pretty much out.
So
I think so. I think he's concentrating on his film company, or his film, like Bad Robot.
bad, right? Yep.
Yeah, but I think in the most part, I think, you know, moving forward, I just think that for us to move on, I just think that, like, you know, you need people like Favreau or Filoni to kind of like head Star Wars into, or steer it to the right direction. Because I just think that, like, instead of hiring people that have like a good reputation in the film industry, like Ryan Johnson, J.J. Abrams, they may be Star Wars fans, but they may not be like hardcore Star Wars fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just feel like you need more people who love Star Wars, and who cares they're not like the greatest like director or greatest, you know, producer or whatever. Just get them involved in the films, and I think their love for Star Wars will kind of like resonate in the films. Because come on, man, like, besides the Mandalorian, right? You know, a lot of these movies, these Star Wars movies, are not like Academy Award winning like movies, right? You're not going to win
Sure.
like, you know, a lot of them are going to be like, okay, best special effects and all of that stuff, but nothing where, you know, you got people winning like best supporting actor and best, you know, they're not dramatic movies. They're like, you know, they're Star Wars films.
Right. And you know, maybe that changes in the future potentially.
Maybe, yeah.
You know,
Joker did, yeah.
Oh man, so good.
Exactly. You know, maybe there might be a film where it's pretty serious. But I just think that, like, you know, you don't have to go too crazy trying to like hire people that are, you know, you got to get people, you got to surround yourself with people who love Star Wars, genuinely love Star Wars. And like I said, like, it will resonate in the movies, you know, because then they're gonna be like, well, that doesn't really happen, or, you know, I remember that they're not supposed to do this and do that.
Oh yeah, you'll
you know,
open a big can of worms, man. Big can.
For example, Favreau, huge Star Wars fan, and you could tell he's like, okay, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna bring the Krayt Dragon, and I want to bring the Tusken Raiders, and I want to bring the Bantha, and I wanted to, you know, try to imply like practical effects. We're gonna get like Did you see the ILM documentary where they actually did a practical effects of the Bantha?
Oh yeah,
which is pretty freaking cool.
That's amazing.
You know, you got Filoni, who's like this, like, who's George Lucas 2.0. So yeah, we just need like more people like that involved in a lot of these Star Wars projects. You know, where, you know, you get that Star Wars, you know, vibe in every movie or show.
Yep.
Like Book of Boba, Robert Rodriguez. You know, you watch like that documentary. He's like, yeah, I want to do this and do that, and I want Boba Fett to be like the baddest guy because I grew up with Boba. You know, it's like,
oh yeah. That's someone who's just playing with toys right there.
Exactly.
Having fun.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. But yeah, in terms of news, that's about it. I think.
Yeah, it's been kind of a slow week. not too much.
Yeah. Yeah, but dude, I'm excited for Book of Boba, man.
It's right around the corner. I mean, it's almost October.
Yeah, dude, I'm like scared. My wallet is like literally scared for that show.
They'll have like 10 new POs and they'll come out like 2023.
Oh my gosh, dude. Like, that's scary, dude. Like, Book of Boba, Andor is going to be such a sleeper, dude. People are not going to they're going to be blown away in how amazing this show is going to be, and all the stuff that's going to be coming out of it. Kenobi, dude, that's I can't wait for Kenobi.
Oh man,
dude, I am so excited for Kenobi. So
it's gonna be good.
All right, let's talk about some stuff, like some collectibles here. So we got some new pre-orders that went up this week. This is some art prints from Sideshow. This is The Duel, Rey by Richard Long. And this is based on the statue or the premium format that they are releasing. What's your thoughts on this, Mike?
Okay, so we'll just preface this by saying that I pre-ordered it, framed from Sideshow. I had no intention on getting either of these statues, but then I saw these prints, and I mean, can you imagine if they put this much effort into like an original trilogy print? Like, how good does, I mean, okay, like people can have their opinions about Rey, but look at the freaking like Death Star ruins in the background. The lighting is awesome, the coloring is awesome.
Yeah, dude.
The way they framed it with like the blue outline matte. So I will admit, I got this one after I got the Kylo one, which we'll look at in a second, but I kind of figured you can't have one with the other. And just look at this is a beautiful print. I mean, it's just awesome looking. And then when you put them together, it's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
How nice that looks.
Yeah. So I put a picture up with the frame on. I love the frame. Like it has like this bluish, like line frame around it. But there's that statue. I think the statue looks great. Right. I love the water effects. I think they did a great job with the clear resin on that. I think it's clear. But dude, like, I really hope that her lightsaber lights up, dude. I really, really hope it does, because can you imagine turning that on with the Kylo and just turning off or dimming the lights in your room? Because it's going to capture that feel of that duel that they had in that planet, or that watery planet, whatever that's called. But
I mean, I think it's because of these prints that I've come around on both of these statues, and I think I'm gonna get both of the statues now, because they just look good, and you just look at them over and over and over again, and it's like, and then I could see the display potential in my room for these, and it's what do you think?
So, as much as I'm not a big fan of Rise of Skywalker, I really like Rey and the way she looks in this movie, right? And I thought, what I'm trying to, one of the reasons why I might want to pick both of them up is because I really like that fight scene between her and Kylo. And Kylo actually kicks her butt. But if it wasn't for, I guess, his mom calling out to him, I think Kylo would have killed her. But anyway, that's another. We should save that for another episode. But yeah, dude, I really like the statue. I really hope that they improve on the portrait, because I think the portrait was kind of weak or kind of soft. When they saw
soft
it,
is a good word for it. Yeah,
it was kind of soft. Like there was not a lot of definition. You see in this frame.
Yes, look at that freaking print. That's a beautiful portrait.
Yeah, it's almost like you want to ask the artist just to paint the statue. Right?
Yeah, can you sculpt this?
Yeah, can you just put your take on this? But dude, I really hope that they improve the portrait on Rey, because if they do, definitely count me in, because I think it looks great. But yeah, this is a good looking print. I really love the look of her lightsaber blade in this one, man.
Yes, and the way it illuminates her, and
yes, that's why these statues needs to light up, man. It really does.
And also, if you notice, so her lightsaber is illuminating her back, but she's red on the front. And then if
Yeah.
you look at the Kylo print, look where his saber is.
Mm-hmm.
See, looks so good.
This Kylo is I pre-ordered this Kylo.
Yeah.
It looks super, super sick. Let's put on the black frame. See
Yep,
how
there you go.
like the line is red, so
Look at
representing
the
dark
freaking Vader in the background. How good does that look?
Yeah, dude, it's so dude. This print looks super good,
Mhm.
and yeah. This look at the you see his scar. He just looks so badass, right? And
Yep.
this is him. I know there was a lot of people that really didn't like his portrait. I don't know. What's your thoughts on the actual statue itself? I know we talked about a little bit about it last week, but
yeah, I was, kind of not really impressed at the beginning, but I love the water effect. I love the dynamic pose. Now the Kylo Ren, 1/6 hot toy is beautiful. That's amazing.
yeah.
And if they can I think the head sculpt looks good in this.
Mhm.
And I think I would buy it as is. But Adam Driver, I feel like it's kind of tough to get just quite right, especially when you're like wet and windblown and
Mhm.
but I'm kind of in now, and I gotta say it's because of the prints.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah, so if worst case scenario, the raid doesn't come out the way I like it to come out, I'm definitely getting Kylo, because
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I agree. The portrait could be a little bit better. I like the portrait. I think it looks great.
Yeah.
I would say if I were to give it a grading out of 10, I would say like a 7.8, almost
Yeah.
8.
Mhm.
Obviously they could improve on it if they wanted to, right? But this is Sideshow, so God knows what we're gonna get out of them. But
Or when.
worst case scenario, you just remove the portrait and put on the helmeted portrait.
I
And
forgot it comes with the helmet. Yeah, that's right.
yeah, yeah. So I would probably display it with the helmet on, and hopefully it lights up. So
Yeah,
again,
that'd be great.
and I really hope this lightsaber lights up. Again, some people will argue, oh well, I don't really turn it on, and yeah, it's just gonna waste batteries. No, listen,
Just
it's a
light it up.
lightsaber. It's not a non-lightsaber. It's light. It needs to turn on.
Yep.
Okay, so what? You turn it on for like 10 minutes and you turn it off. Okay, so what? But for that 10 minutes, you're like blown away with the way it looks with the
Yep.
lightsaber turned on, right? And I'm sorry, but not a lot of our stuff lights up. Like you can't count on Hot Toys to light up your lightsaber. It takes forever, right? Like not takes forever. It's like you turn it on. Well, it takes forever to install, and then when you turn
Yep.
it on, it only lasts for like less than 5 minutes, and then it starts like dimming because the batteries are starting to run out. So
And it's barely like half the blade. Yep.
it's a thank you. So
Mhm.
yes, these lightsabers do need to light up. I'm sorry. So let's do well. If they could do it for the Moff Gideon, right? They're lighting up that dark saber. Do it for
Oh, no
everything.
kidding. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
definitely. I know that Moff Gideon has gotten a lot of hate, but I'm getting it. And I'm getting Cara Dune
Yeah.
because I am a crazy, crazy Star Wars fanatic.
Yeah, I still have that on PO. Yep. Still have
The Cara Dune.
the Cara Dune. Yeah, I don't know if I have the Moff Gideon. I have the Moff Gideon Hot Toys on PO. I don't know if I have the statue, but I I think I'll probably pick it up when it comes out.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this looks great. The art print, man. Okay, say you don't want the statues, dude. Get the
Just get the
Kylo
art print.
Yeah, get the
You have
art print.
375 373 chances now, so just you get it.
Yeah, dude. It's a really awesome art print. It's probably like the best Kylo art print I've ever seen.
Mhm.
Period. So, okay, so let's move on. Jeez, man, like I love talking Star Wars with you, man. It's
Get it. It's
like,
awesome. Get it.
Yeah, get it. Yeah, I got it. You got it. So here's
Oh,
the
man.
Okay, so here is. Am I sharing my screen? Nope, I'm not sharing my screen. Duh. What's going on here? Apologize. Okay. All right. So here.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Forgot about this.
this is leading me to believe that this statue is coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, but we're pretty close.
Yeah, we're pretty close. So this is the final production piece of the Mandalorian and Grogu premium format. Matt, I know you got the Iron Studios one, but what's your thoughts on this one, man? Did you have this on PO or?
Yeah, dude, I PO'd this day one last year, whenever that was. I really like this in 3 dimensions, and it might be different enough from the Iron Studios one where I just have it come in and then I'll make a decision. I like it. You know what? The Grogu's on the opposite side. It's a little bit of a narrower platform, it looks like. I like the I guess the Durasteel freaking what was that thing called?
The pram.
Oh, the pram. Yeah, I like that. This looks better than what we saw before, in my opinion. I think this looks better.
Oh yeah, dude. And that's one thing too. Like people are like, oh, it's the swag Mando, the Connor Mandalorian. You know, like, and okay, that's great. But I think we were just seeing it from one angle. Like we're probably seeing it from this is probably the angle that we were seeing it from.
Yes,
and Sideshow was shooting themselves in the foot by only giving us like 5 pictures of the statue, right? So to me, I think it looks great, and it's seriously, again, like, you know, one thing with Sideshow is that they do employ like really like top of the line like artists and sculptors, right? They are the best in the world, like in terms of statue company. They've been around for so long. So they're not just going to hire like any Joe Schmo sculptor off the street. You know, they will really get someone that's really knows their stuff in sculpting their products. Even though there was a lot of stuff that I could have in the past, some of the premium formats where I was like, like it looks kind of off, like the Han Solo and the Luke Skywalker. Premium formats that was released before. But this one looks great, man. I think the pose looks good. I really love the Beskar.
Yeah. I like the physics. I like the pram kind of hanging off the cape there. And I kind of agree with what Mario said. This video, kind of changed my opinion. I was gonna cancel my PO, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let this come through and let's see it, because can you really have too many Mandos?
No. Well,
okay, good.
Here's the thing. So here's my plan, and I'm being like 120% honest here. So if I end up liking the Sideshow one more, I might end up selling my Iron Studios one.
You could do that. Yeah, why not?
I could do that. Why not? And why would I need 2 Mandos, right? And to be honest, I think this is the more accurate looking Mando. I know the Iron Studios has some inaccuracies with the armor and stuff. It's a great looking statue. Don't get me wrong.
Beautiful though.
It is beautiful, and I definitely like his natural walk in that one better. But this one is not bad, man. Like you look at this one. This looks good. I mean, looking from here, he doesn't have like that swag.
He's just kind of chilling. Yeah, just walking.
Yeah.
I like how the platform looks like the base is maybe a little bit more narrow. It's definitely a little bit shorter. So you can put this in, you could display it with different things. You could do something different with this than the Iron Studios, which is just like a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to let it come in. I think I agree with you. If they can't be displayed kind of separately, I'll just kind of choose the one that I like the best.
Yeah. And again, it's just one of those things too. Like a lot of people were like, well, who walks like that? But like, that's just from one angle,
Yep.
If you look at it from this angle, like he's walking normally, right?
Yep.
You look at from this angle, he's walking normally, right? It's just like certain, like from here, he looks like he's got a swag going.
Yeah. You got to get this in hand. This, I bet it's probably going to be in hand. What you think? Like maybe 6 to 8 weeks, possibly.
Yeah, possibly. So, and here's the thing too, like, Mike is what I'm scared of is that like I'm gonna do a comparison video, and I'm saying I might say like, oh, dude, like I really like the Mandalorian premium format, and a lot of people are like, oh, wow, really? Yeah, you make a good point. And guess what? They end up no one's buying my Iron Studios Mandalorian because now everyone's
Yeah.
like, I don't need your. Yeah, why am I going to pay for that? I'm going to buy this instead, right?
Well, yeah, but okay, you have what 750 versus 7,500,
Yeah,
so you'll find somebody.
yeah. Hopefully, I do.
You'll
Well, we'll
find
see. We'll
somebody.
see. I might. But if I don't like it, if I don't like the sideshow version, I could just return it.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
lose a
beauty
little
about
bit,
side.
but no big deal. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. What's up, Mario? Thanks for tuning in, man. Yeah, we totally agree with you, man. The video really changed my opinion on this premium format. I think it looks great as well. Mr. Pro, I don't have the rest of the bounty hunter, so it's you get the forlom. Okay. Yeah, but dude, you guys have to wait until the Book of Boba, man. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
like,
Oh my
if
God.
forlom shows up in the Book of Boba, game over. Like,
There will be more. Yeah. There's gonna be more bounty hunters. It's not over.
yeah, but dude, one thing I really love about this, like one last thing I want to talk about is, dude, the paint application just looks so amazing, dude. I don't know if it's the lighting, but damn, look at that, dude. It like shines, like it like seriously captures the look and feel of Mando in the show.
I mean, I would be shocked if Sideshow didn't use one of their best factories for pretty much their most popular character besides Iron Man right now. So
Oh yeah.
this thing's going to be beautiful. It's just a matter of, does it fit in your collection? Are you going to compare it to Iron Studios if you got that one?
Mhm.
And do you like it? And if you
Yeah.
do, great. If you don't, Sideshow customer service is awesome.
Yeah. And also one thing too is like if one thing with this is like if you missed out on Iron Studios Mando, this is a great opportunity for you to pick up you know, uh, you know, um pick up Sideshow,
Yeah,
So
yeah, because those are really hard to find right now, if you can find one at all.
yeah, I'm surprised too, right? Like
Mhm.
you would think like, oh, there's too many Mandos out in the collecting world, but dude, like people are really like trying to pick up the Iron Studios Mando. So
Mhm.
good for us. I mean, because we own them. So
Yeah,
um
it's right there.
yeah. So all right. So let's talk about other hold on, I got like a couple like miscellaneous stuff that I do want to talk about. So before
Yeah.
we dive into some of like the more popular announcements this week. So there we go. Here is Diamond Select, or should I say Gentle Giant legendary scale bus TIE pilot. And I
Mhm.
think it looks phenomenal, man.
These things, I've owned a whole bunch of these. I've owned some and I've sold some.
Mhm.
I had this one on PO, but then I ended up getting the one-to-one size bus by RS.
Mhm.
And these things keep getting better and better, in my opinion. I'm still most impressed with that Luke one,
Yeah.
uh, with the Red 5 base. But if you don't have room for a one-to-one, this 1-to-2, it's probably only about, maybe that big or so, 12
Yeah.
inches tall. It's awesome. I mean, even the Ahsoka. PJ, did you get the Ahsoka?
No, I'm probably gonna be picking up that soon. Yeah. Oh, let me
So
just zoom in on you.
So I don't think the eyes are that bad. It also depends on the angle that you're looking at it.
Mhm.
If you kind of look up like this, it looks a little weird. If you kind of angle it more like here, it's pretty good. But this thing, it's not super. So maybe about 8 inches tall or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, but it's heavy. It's super heavy. Real
Yeah.
nice quality. And what's the ES on this? They're 1,000 made. And this thing, I mean, it's sold out on Gentle Giant. Um, So I just got really lucky, and I think I got one for retail on eBay.
Hold on. I'm gonna get one of my legendary scale ones. Hold on. I get two
Yeah,
of
yeah,
them.
yeah. Okay, yeah, go. I'll keep holding that here. I think I sold the rest of my legendary scales, but this is a pretty good one. That's pretty nice. I'd recommend this if you can get your hands on it. It looks better than when they released that image of like the cross-eyed
Okay.
one. That was just kind of embarrassing.
Okay, I'm back. Hold on one second. Let me just take you off full screen. So I did a review on this one. This is the Kylo Ren.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Dude. Like for $100, you can't go wrong. Like $150, you can't go wrong. And it's heavy, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
and it's just one, like you said, like you can't afford like a 1-to-1 scale, because seriously, who in the world can collect all these characters in 1-to-1 form?
Or if you don't have the space.
Oh yeah, if you don't have the space as well. But look at it; it looks great.
Yeah, it's
You know,
for the price and the size and the weight. They do a great job with these. And if you are into busts at all, these Gentle Giants are definitely worth it.
yeah. So here's the base. So you can see it's actually his hilt. You know,
Yes.
his lightsaber hilt. Is it the same as for Ahsoka?
Yeah, actually, her. Yep. I mean, her lightsaber, is real pretty simple, but yeah, see it.
Oh, let me zoom on. Oh, okay. So it is from her hilt.
Yep, it's one of her hilts.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. All right, this
Isn't that
one's gonna
cool?
be. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. So here's the Mando one. This one's pretty heavy.
That's one of the best.
And dude, his this one is his rifle, the end of his rifle, or yeah. Oops.
So
Dude, and the weathering is awesome in this one too.
Yeah, this one, in my opinion, is better than the Beskar one that they put out.
Yeah,
a couple months later.
The Beskar one is not as like the paint application is kind of lacking.
Yeah, it's a little flat. But this Thai one, that looks good.
Yeah,
I may have to. Well, nah, I mean, you got the 1-to-1. That's probably enough.
it's never. It is enough. You had the 1-to-1. I don't know if you would need you would need a half scale version. But if you're a collector of these like busts, and seriously, I highly recommend if for me. Okay, and I'm gonna be totally honest. Like I wouldn't recommend like the smaller scale busts that they have, and I'm gonna pull some of those pictures.
Like the 1-to-6 and the 1-to-7.
Yeah, I think they're just too small. And it just looks like, and then when you have a whole bunch of them, I just don't think they display well.
They don't.
And I think if you're a fan of these characters, like this is to me, like I wish that Hot Toys tackled this version of Bo-Katan, like the animated version. And
that would be cool.
Yeah, right? Like that would be super cool. And I think they have the 1/6 scale statue of Bo-Katan, right? The animated version, which I'm definitely getting because I love Bo-Katan. Yep. But this one looks great, but it's a bust, and no pun intended. But I think it looks like the paint application looks great on the helmet as well. But I just think it's just too small. But then again, for me, it's too small. That's what she said. But anyway,
okay.
God, here we go.
Hang on.
All right, we're off the rails now. But see, I think it's kind of like for my collection, it's too small. But for someone who doesn't have a lot of room, who doesn't collect as much as we do, this is a great option. Oh, see, there you go, the Anakin. I need to get that. What do you think? Here, let me zoom in on you.
Yep. So this is pretty good. I really like this. Matter of fact, I kind of sold all the other smaller ones, but I kept the Anakin, the Obi-Wan, and the Ahsoka.
I hate you. I hate you now. I'm gonna pick this up.
Yeah, this is really neat. But you're right. The problem is again, it's very small. It's very small. Like it fits in the palm of my hand. And you have to have a very unique spot for this, especially if you're trying to. It doesn't look good in a DTOF. You could do some risers and stuff like that, and make some kind of display. This will look great on your desk. Like maybe I might bring this to my work office and
See,
just
and
put it
that's
on my shelf.
See, I'm a desk guy too. Like I love having stuff on my desk because when you
Yeah.
sit down at your desk on your computer desk, you want to look at something. You want to pick up something and hold it in your hand and look at it. I don't know whether you're like playing a video game and you get killed in Call of Duty and you're waiting to respawn or something, and you want to pick up like a collectible and you want to play around with it. I'm a fan of that, and
Yeah.
that's a great option. So yeah, I am gonna pick that up with. Why?
It's really good. It is really good.
Yeah, it looks good.
You know what? The Ahsoka one was not as good as I was hoping for, and the way she's holding her lightsabers, it makes it so wide. I guess you can keep the blades off, but then it looks kind of funky. But this is good. The Obi-Wan's good, and the Ahsoka is good. I just need to bring them to my office and keep them on my desk. That's what I need to do.
Yeah. Again, space, doesn't take up a lot of real estate. They're cheap. They're what, $50, $60.
Yeah.
These legendary scales are like $150 to $200. This one was $200. The Kylo, you could actually get Kylo from Amazon now for like $100, $120. It's always on sale. And I think they have enough presence to stick out in your collection. Like when you go over someone's house, you will have it like, I don't know, on your top shelf or something, and just have it like all like lined up in a row. I think that would look great.
Yeah, I agree.
So, we have a question from Chaz and Haas. Iron Studios Tano. Which one? The quarter scale? Because we're going to talk about that in 3, 2, 1, and let me pull that picture up now. So Iron Studios, they've been having this event. I don't know. It's like Iron Studios Day, and they've been having it like almost every month now, right?
Yep.
So, and every month, they've been pretty consistent with dropping like Star Wars figures, especially Mandalorian, and especially quarter scale. So, Mike, remember the time, and I've always said it before, there is a license company trying to make Boba Fett on the throne. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. And I'll leave it up to your imagination to see which company is going to do that. And you could probably take a wild guess and probably be right. But anyway, last month we got the quarter scale Luke Skywalker with holding baby Grogu and with R2-D2. This month we got Ahsoka Tano from The Mandalorian. Mike, what's your thoughts on this, man?
So I think this looks really good. I was originally upset because they put this together with the Luke Skywalker dynamic pose. And there's a little bit of confusion at first when I think I was at work and I was like just flying through Facebook really quickly, and they're like, these are both 1/10, and I was like, God damn. But then someone's like, no, Ahsoka's 1/4, and I was like, oh. I'm like, what about Luke? And they're like 1/10. It's like,
I know Luke's, which we'll talk about him in just a sec, but
yeah, but so it's one angle, right? I've been impressed with Iron Studios lately. I mean, they're really putting out a lot of good Star Wars stuff. If you're an Ahsoka fan, this is good stuff. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's I'm still getting used to the Rosario Dawson Ahsoka with the shorter
Lecu?
the Lecu. But I love the flowing like cape. I think that's really well done. I like her like kind of billowing pants that she was wearing, and the base kind of tells a story. That she's on that planet with the kind of like the forest and stuff. It's pretty realistic looking, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think maybe the likeness is a little bit off,
Hmm.
but what I'm seeing now, and here's the trend, is that nailing Rosario Dawson's likeness seems to be harder than we all thought it was going to be, right?
Hmm.
Because if you look at some of the like the 110 scale Iron Studios Ahsoka,
Hmm.
um, that one is a little off. The Hot Toys one is a little off. This
Yes.
one is a little off. Like there hasn't been an Ahsoka Tano from the Mandalorian collectible that where you go, shoot, that's a Rosario Dawson, that's Ahsoka. You know, a lot of them have been a little off.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that you know a lot of these companies go back and try to try to capture her likeness, but I
Hmm.
feel like it's going to be hard for them to do it, man. I just really
Yeah.
think it's going to be um and I'm almost settling to the fact that as long as they come close is what I'm resorting to, you know.
I don't know how you're gonna take this, but if I had to choose between the sideshow Ahsoka that's coming out and this one, and only pick one, I think I'd stick with the sideshow one.
Okay, okay.
Okay, or is that what you thought I was gonna
Woo!
say?
Woo! I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Okay, we're
right.
still okay, we're still friends. Yeah, no, like because that's to me that's the better Ahsoka. I agree. This one looks great
Okay.
too. This is a great representation of the of her in the show,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
It's just there's something like I don't know, like the color of the clothing. I need to go back and rewatch the Jedi episode, and it just
Mhm.
seems a little flat to me, and I don't know why.
Um, like her, yeah, the clothing looks a little flat. There's not a lot of like textures, you could say.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost like she's wearing like a bed sheet or something. And
Yeah, I
like
or like a
she's been walking through the forest. Like she's like all of her clothing has to have some kind of texture and like rips
Mhm.
and tears. But I guess I need to go back and rewatch that episode. It's been a while.
No, I totally agree, and that's one of the biggest things I've noticed is like the sculpt of her, like her pants. Like there should be a lot more textures to these pants, and there's something
Mm,
too. Like this is we do forget that this is a prototype, and
that's true.
they did make some improvements with like the Mandalorian. I think with Luke when he first got shown in the in the I don't know the Iron Studios Day, whatever you want to call it. Um, but yeah, so for this one, I'm pretty sure they're going to make some improvements. I think as collectors, I think we need to voice our concerns about this piece to Iron Studios. They do
Yeah.
listen. They do listen.
Hmm.
And I think
Oh
we
yeah.
need to like as collectors, we need to band together and like hit them up on Instagram and be like, hey guys, could you change or add more textures to the pants? Could you improve on that portrait? Because I think the portrait needs to be improved a lot,
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Killing my Nemesis Prime. Sorry.
killing my vibe on this. Nemesis, by the way, Nemesis Prime is shout out to him and the Comic Con podcast. I love listening to them. Dude, like Justin from Comic Con podcast. I told him like I would love to have him on the show to talk about Star Wars Visions and other stuff. No, but seriously, I think I'm gonna get this piece. And just to let you know, Nemesis Prime, I'm definitely gonna get this piece. I believe in Iron Studios, and dude, they made. I mean, for example, the Iron Studios Mando. A lot of people were like, kind of like, like really weren't really feeling that piece until the final production piece came out and everyone was like, oh my god, like
Mm.
we need to get it, like
Yep.
so
Yep.
I'm sure it's going to be the same kind of scenario for this Rosario Dawson Ahsoka and Argon Studios Luke, the core scale version. But this is a good looking piece. I just really hope that they light it up.
Oh yeah, double light up lightsaber. That'd be interesting.
Oh dude, come
Hang on.
on.
Iron Studios. Vader.
Vader lights up. Yeah, Vader lights up. Dude, like I think people
Hmm.
need to start rioting if these things don't light up,
Yeah, I bet this one's not gonna light up. I
Dude,
could be wrong, but
dude, it has to. It has to light up.
well, okay, the
It's just,
the R2 lights up and has sound on
Yeah.
Luke, so okay, yeah, maybe there's hope.
And you know what? It's not a lot because it's just like a white saber.
Yeah, that's true. It's super easy. Yeah.
It's super easy. Just turn on and just make it all LED, all like
Yeah,
like a white color LED,
Mhm.
and call it a day.
That's it.
But
Yeah, they don't have to do anything fancy.
yeah, but Nemesis, dude, this is going to be an amazing piece. I'm still getting it. I have hope in Iron Studios. I just think for their track record, a lot of their prototype pieces are like hit or miss, but then the final production, they always follow through with the final production piece. And I think you kind of want that from a company, right? Like you want to say, okay, the prototype is okay, but then the final production piece is always, on point. So,
Yep.
all right. So, Mike,
Hmm.
are you picking this up?
I'm undecided at the moment.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
undecided, but I will say I'm about this close to procuring that Luke and R2 from last week that we talked about.
Yeah, actually, I hit up off the rack. By the
Mhm.
way, guys, please check out Off the Rack. We'll talk about it in a second, but Off the Rack, I hit up John over there, and he secured me a pre-order. So, um, yeah, maybe we should do less of this podcast. This is not helping.
Yeah, it is bad. This is really bad.
No, but it's cool. All right, so here is the other
Here we
thing.
go.
Yeah. Oh man.
Why couldn't this be quarter scale?
I know. Like Iron Studios did it like the opposite way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Chazen Haas says got Kara from Off the Rack. Chazen or Chasen or Chazen? Chasen, right? I hope. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, but dude, like seriously, you probably got that for a great price, and I think he had like one or two left. You might have gotten the last one.
Yeah, he had low stock on that. I thought about canceling my PO and getting it from Off the Rack too, but I just yeah. Okay, so why isn't this quarter scale?
Yeah. Yeah. He's Chazen says, oops, sorry. He said Chasen. Okay, there you go. All right, well, sorry about that. Thanks, Chasen. Well, congratulations on picking up Kara. But no, I agree, man. I don't know why this is not quarter scale. Because it has the lightsaber sticking out. He's got the pose. He's got the hood over his head. And dude, I think the likeness is pretty on point. I mean, even though like half of it's being covered by the hood, but I don't know.
But how great is that though? You don't even have to have a perfect portrait. You just have to have like the perfect lower third of the face.
You just need to get his butt chin in there.
Yeah. Man, I saw this and someone superimposed it next to a custom quarter scale Luke at the same exact pose, and this just kind of blew it away, man. And I love the details on the Dark Trooper. I think that everything is flowing beautifully. I said I wasn't going to do 1/10 scale, but I would make an exception for this one. This is a special one to me, at least.
I agree, man. I think this is I just want to know. Well, now I think Iron Studios has the Dark Trooper, right? So let me get pull that up real quick. And with the Dark Trooper,
does it go with this?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if it will go with it.
I'm
thinking about that now.
So I'm gonna have to get this and the Dark Trooper, kind of like the Mando and the Moff Gideon.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely getting I don't know. Here, let me just pull this up and share this screen. Let's see here. Here's the Dark Trooper. I don't know. I think it does. Wait, includes a pair of interchangeable arms. Interesting. I did not know that.
This is also 1/10.
Yeah. So wait, I guess you could pull out his arms, or he could have like a hyperextended arm.
What is he doing there? Oh, is he like firing at Luke? Maybe that's how you can pose him if you can pair the two together.
Yeah, I think you need to get the Dark Trooper.
Oh, dang it. See, the details look good. And it's not that small. It's what was it, about like 6 inches? Oh no, it's 9 inches tall. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll pick this up and that Luke.
How much is this one? 140. That's not bad.
It's not too bad for a 10
I know.
scale.
A 10 scale.
Oh man.
It's not bad. It's not too bad.
The
You know.
details are really nice. The paint applications look really good on this. And the fact that it has interchangeable arms and you could pose it with Luke, which again, I wish that Luke was quarter scale.
I know.
I would take it, dude, I would take it in half scale. I mean, that'd be
The Dark
huge.
Troop?
It'd be awesome. No, the Luke.
The Luke, yeah. No, I hear you, dude. I would definitely get that Luke in half scale as well. I know. And you know what? Here's the thing. Okay. So with Iron Studios releasing a lot of these quarter scale Star Wars pieces, right?
Mhm.
And they're putting them up on Sideshow, or Sideshow's putting them up on their site.
Mhm.
Makes you really think, right? Like, because I've always known that Sideshow has always had the quarter scale Star Wars license.
Mhm.
So what does that mean? With them distributing Iron Studios quarter scale Star Wars pieces? Is it like a shared license where they're like, hey, pay us this much, and then we could distribute it for you? Or, I mean, not to get into deep with that, it's just kind of showing you that, dude, we're gonna get a lot more things than in core scale than we expected.
Oh man,
Could
Queen
we
Studios.
maybe Queen, but I'm saying, like, with Iron Studios at least,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
How about, because they did distribute the quarter scale Darth Vader on their website a while ago.
Yes. Yep.
Could we be getting a Book of Boba Fett? Are we Boba Fett on the throne? I'm gonna say it. Boba Fett on the throne.
So I agree with you, and here's why. If we were getting a Boba Fett on the throne from Sideshow, they would have shown it a long time ago, right?
Or maybe they're trying to time it with
Book of
Book of
Boba.
Boba.
But I feel like, yeah, you're right, because there's gonna be super hype in about 4 weeks, 6 weeks. People are gonna be hyped. Everyone wants that statue, and there's some other players out there who are gonna release it too. But I think whoever is first out there is gonna have a huge following. And maybe Sideshow is just kind of getting out of the game and letting others do it for them and just distributing. I don't know.
I don't know either, because it just makes you think, though, right? Like, you're like, how's Iron Studios being distributed, like their core scale pieces being distributed on Sideshow's website? So I don't know. It makes you think, but they've done it before, though. They've done it before. Iron Studios Yoda, that's quarter scale, and that was just distributed on Sideshow's website.
Yep, I got that straight from Sideshow. Yep.
Yeah, the Kylo, I could see why Kylo wasn't distributed on their website, because it was coinciding with their Kylo.
Yes,
because they had a Kylo.
Same with Mando. Yeah.
So same thing happened with Mando. It was like almost like they can't So it's almost going to be one of those things. If Sideshow doesn't come out with a Book of Boba premium format, maybe we'll still get an Iron Studios Book of Boba. I'm always saying Book of Boba Fett on the throne premium statue or quarter scale. So it's almost like we're guaranteed, like, someone's going to come up with one of those. Because if you're smart enough and if you love money as a company, you would release the quarter scale Boba Fett on the throne. Like, why wouldn't you? Unless you really hate money.
There's so many things Sideshow can do if they really loved money, and they still don't do it. But the problem is they're making lots of money. So
yeah, and that's the thing too. But like, again, like, if they're not going to do it, someone else is going to do it. Like,
yes.
And it's almost like, I don't know. I don't know how everything works. I wish I knew more about the licensing game, because I feel like it's such a very technical aspect of the collecting world, where it's like, okay, if you have this and this, you can't do this and this, Like, for example, Hot Toys released an Endor Luke, right? And
Mhm.
then Sideshow had their version. I mean, it was the
Yep.
not so better version, but still, they
Right.
had their version. So now they have. I mean, I could see with the animated Clone Wars figures from Sideshow, and then Hot Toys doing their take on it, the Clone Wars version. I could see how they're different in their own way, so that's why they could probably just do it at the same time.
Mhm.
But man, like I don't know with this Mando stuff, because Sideshow has done their own quarter scale Mando stuff, right?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
from Cara Dune, Moff Gideon, Mando. Dude, I'm gonna say it. Quarter scale IG-11.
Okay. Okay.
I'm waiting
Yeah.
for that. I'm waiting for that.
Yep. That does not exist anywhere.
Yeah,
Anywhere.
does not exist anywhere. So here's the thing, too. When I was talking to Sideshow in New York Comic Con, so usually the way it goes is Sideshow has like a whole bunch of statues that they want to reveal in San Diego Comic Con.
Mhm.
Then they take a small amount of those statues that they want to reveal and save it for New York Comic Con.
Mm.
So now that New York Comic Con is around the corner, could we be getting more Mando or Star Wars stuff? I'm curious. Um, but they've been kind of hush about like the whole like New York Comic Con thing. But then again, who knows if they're not going to reveal it in New York Comic Con? We got San Diego, the official San Diego Comic Con in November.
Mhm.
So are they going to have
Mhm.
their booth there? And then I don't know. There's so many things, right? And I feel like with Star Wars stuff, and there's a lot more stuff that they could explore, and there's a bright future for quarter scale statues because Iron Studios is just kind of like they're bringing their
Just
A
doing
game.
it. Yeah. Yeah. They're doing it, and they're good. They're great.
Okay. So let me ask you, Mike,
Mhm.
what quarter scale piece that you want any of these companies to make?
Just like something that doesn't exist right now.
Yeah,
Hmm. Oh, that's tough to be put on the spot.
I know. Sorry. If you want, I'll go first. I'll
Yeah,
go
you
first.
go first. Let me think about this.
Mace Windu, a
Oh,
quarter scale Mace Windu.
okay.
This party is over. Enough of this MFing snakes on my MFing on
Yep.
my
Yep. So I'm gonna piggyback off of that. So, and I know the Kacharik brothers are playing with this, but I want the Mythos Mace Windu. All kind of nasty
yeah.
and kind of with the respirator and like the
Yeah.
droid and that they kind of teased a little bit of that. That was months ago now, but that would be that'd be cool.
Yeah. I know like Shark Brothers has some stuff, like some projects going on right now. So it'll be nice to see some of those projects like go through.
Hmm.
I think they're so talented, and a lot of like the great pieces came from the Shark Brothers, or they oversaw like some of their projects.
Yep.
Um, and Matt Black is a new up and coming sculptor from
Hmm.
Sideshow that's doing a great job. I mean, he sculpted the Rancor, and look how great that piece is.
I love
You
that
know,
Rancor. Yeah, it's phenomenal.
dude, we just need more creatures too, dude. I need a bantha in my life.
Need a bantha. You need a bantha. They need to re-release or redo the dewback. They have to.
Uh,
I need that.
if Hot Toys or Sideshow wants money, they better just start releasing creatures, man.
Because they sell pretty quickly.
Mhm.
Re-release the Tauntaun or like update it.
Yeah, the Tauntaun. If they could re-release Jalen Grievous, they could definitely reissue a Tauntaun.
Yes. Yes.
Just dude, they probably have the molds for it. Like, just do it.
Just do it. I got one. AT-AT driver, quarter scale.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Just standing with his hands behind his back or something like that. I don't know, something simple, or like he's got
Something.
he's got his gun, his pistol.
Just something. I'm not sure how, but because I have the 6 scale right there by the helmet, and it's just, oh man, that's a nice piece.
Yeah, I'm surprised Hot Toys doesn't like really dive into like the at drivers. I'm really
Yeah.
shocked with that. Even like the
Mhm.
TIE pilots.
You know what though? That sideshow piece, the sideshow 1/6 is a very good 1/6. Kind of like I feel like all the sideshow Hoth stuff is pretty decent. Like the Han, the Luke, the AT-AT driver, even the Snow Trooper Commander,
Mm.
all really good.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh yeah, this yeah.
Yeah, Ekwan says if the creature was in the Mandalorian, it has a higher chance Hot Toys would make it. That's true. Perhaps they came to an agreement after the debacle. Maybe they did. Yeah, there you
That's
go.
true.
You know why? Because they were probably like, that Mandalorian Iron Studios Mando piece was so popular that they were like, well, we can't compete with a lot of these like resellers out there, or
Hmm.
like companies out there that are distributing the Iron Studios. Because if that's one thing with collectors, right? Especially Star Wars collectors, we're very resilient. If it's out there, we're gonna find a way to pick it up. We're gonna
That's
find a
right.
way to get it.
Yep, yep.
There's some, thanks to the internet and some of the social media stuff, we're gonna find a way to get it. So I think Sideshow's probably like, well, we understand that. Let's just try to make some money off of that, and
Yeah.
like where both parties are happy.
Yes.
Our studios gets to distribute their stuff in our website, and we make a little bit of money off of it.
Yes.
And I think that's what they did with Salacious Crumb. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, they definitely, because the price was a little bit higher on Sideshow, and yeah, I'm sure they got a nice little chunk of that.
Exactly. So, but yeah, man, there's so much stuff to talk about. And I'm really excited for like some of the collectibles that's coming. So I
The
don't know.
next 3 months, but probably what? Not 3 months, because we got Book of Boba, and then you have right into Mando, and then you have right into what? Andor next,
I think Endor. Yeah, you're right.
and then Obi-Wan in the spring.
Spring to summer.
It's gonna be the next year of collectibles is gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, and I was watching some of the ILM stuff, and like they were saying like how a lot of the things were like their post processing like was hindered because of the pandemic, but they
Mm,
still pull through and were able to find like workarounds with some of the stuff. Dude, thank God we had a Mandalorian during the
mm,
pandemic, right?
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what contributed to it being so popular, because there wasn't a lot of shows for a lot of people to watch.
Yep. Yep. It was pretty much the only thing. It's weird this year
Mhm.
or this fall. I'm like, oh man, this new show's coming on. This new show's coming on. And like on Apple TV, there's like, the morning show C and all this other new stuff. I'm like, what happened? And then I realized last year we didn't get hardly anything new.
Mhm.
So it's kind of been kind of a treat. And then now there's just a constant trickle on Disney Plus, and it's gonna be this way until next fall, really? I mean, or next summer at least.
Yeah, I think they're saying that Mando season 3 should be wrapping up around like spring or something. So who knows? We might get it next fall, next winter.
Yep. Yep. You're gonna get a lot of stuff. It's gonna be a lot to talk about.
Oh, dude, and a lot of collectibles to talk about. But
Oh man.
there's one thing too about like Star Wars collectors and Star Wars fans. We're just like so passionate about the things like we collect. And that's one thing too that you don't get to see a lot with, maybe I don't know, maybe with DC or maybe with Marvel. Like like some of these collectibles, and I'm talking about collectibles. I'm not talking about comic books, because I think Marvel
Mhm.
does a great job with their comic books and the appreciation of their comic books. Even though Star Wars seems to be catching up in that category as well, where you see a lot of comic books appreciating in value. And highly
Mhm.
recommend listening to the Comic Con podcast, because they talk about a lot of the Star Wars comic books on there as well, like some spec books to pick up. But
Do
anyway,
that.
that's one thing too, is that like it's just it like collectibles, like Star Wars collectibles, just like age well. They're like fine wine. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing too. Like, say, for example, there was a K2SO premium format that a lot of people slept on, including myself.
Mm-hmm.
Now that like Rogue One is the like one of the best like Star Wars movies of all time, dude, that K2SO premium format is shot up in value.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Sideshow couldn't like sell that thing, you know?
Yeah.
They were offering like free shipping and all this stuff. And yeah, they couldn't get rid of it. And it's a great looking piece. Let me just pull it up and show everyone. And that's one thing too. Like,
Yep.
dude, this is like, I think this is all metal or all sculpted. The light, the lights, the eyes light up.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Dude, I slept on this piece, man.
Yeah, I missed this one.
Would you pick this up if it was available to you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
Because
dude,
I
limited.
have how much was it? 600?
Yeah.
Yeah, forget it. That's gonna be impossible to find.
Yeah. And for example, how about the Hot Toys K2SO? Look at that. Like, you know, that one, it's $600 for that K2SO now.
Yeah, I have the Jin Urso quarter scale sideshow, and I like that a lot. I think that's a very well done statue, and the head sculpt is great.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it looks great. It comes with like a whole bunch of like sort of like accessories. Like you could put like the, what's that called? Like the respirator, right? On.
Yep.
Isn't there like a poncho that you could put on as well?
Yep. Bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Ekwan says comics have shot up so high in price that some of the investments have better returns than Apple, Amazon.
It's true.
It's true. And you know what? Here's the thing too, is that like comics and trading cards for some reason have shot up in value. You know? You know, comics has such, I don't know, it's just one of those things. It's such a has the ceiling is high for investing in comic books. You know, you could have like one comic book be like shoot up in value, as long as you get it graded and it comes back like a 9.8 or something like that. But dude, like the one thing, one comic book I'm trying to hunt down is Dr. Aphra, or should I say Darth Vader #3 with the first appearance of Dr. Aphra. And now that a lot of these comic books are canon, so a lot of these comic books that have first appearance are shooting up in value.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
And I'm wondering what's going to end up happening with like, you know, the War and the Bounty Hunters, like that the comic book now.
Yeah, that's why I've been picking those up, or as many as I could, just because the art is awesome and the story is good too. But I like all the different, you know, the alternate covers, and you know, they're just all so unique. And who knows what will be. I mean, I'm not buying them because they're going to be worth something potentially, but just because they're cool and the artwork is beautiful. And maybe I'll get it graded. Maybe I'll put it on the wall or something like that. Who knows?
Yeah. But yeah, man. It's just, dude. It's a good time to be a Star Wars collector right now, man. Well, actually, bad for our wallets, but good for collector.
The wallet's running away.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, you know, 3 years ago, you know, there wasn't really a lot of Star Wars collectibles. You know, even with the Hot Toys, you know, there was very, very rare would you see a Star Wars release. It would happen like maybe every 3 or 4 months. You get like a Star Wars announcement.
Yep.
You know, but now we're just like bombarded.
It's almost every day. It's like, you know, go on Facebook in the morning and see, oh, what did Hot Toys release today? You know, what, you know, I know there's been a lot of Back to the Future stuff, not a lot of hot Star Wars stuff recently, but I'm sure we're in for another wave pretty soon.
Yeah. By the way, what's up with the Back to the Future stuff, man? Not to go off topic here, but I've been seeing a lot of like even with NECA, and like I went to my local comic book store to pick up my pull list, and dude, there was like a whole bunch of like Back to the Future collectibles.
I don't know if there's any significance right now. I'm not I mean, I like Back to the Future quite a bit.
Mhm.
But Hot Toys, boom, the Back to the Future 1, Back to the Future 3, they keep showing the DeLorean, and if that does drop, I will definitely get that. Just because it's one of those iconic things. But I'm
Mhm.
not sure if there's a significance, if there's like an anniversary or what. It's just maybe they just decide to pull a trigger on some more, Hot Toys
Well, yeah, it's just
or
weird. Like,
something.
yeah, and I think some of those Hot Toys have released already. So, um,
Yeah, the first batch definitely is out on some of them.
yeah. So, all right, man. Excuse me. I think we're gonna wrap things up. I think we talked a lot today, and there was a lot of like
Definitely.
good, um,
Yeah,
good stuff.
this is what we talked about in the beginning, PJ. It's like you never get something shipped, you just buy more pre-orders, and then you get bored, so you buy more pre-orders because nothing's coming in.
Yeah, and you know what I'm scared of, dude? I'm scared when all those pre-orders are ready to release. And that's one thing that I'm really scared of. Like when all of a sudden, like all like a whole bunch of like stuff just gets like.
So I'll leave it with this because I know we're going to wrap up. But there was a post on Facebook today, and one of the some group, and
Mhm,
they did a tally of all the pre-orders of all the Hot Toys that were released for the year. And if
mhm.
you're a Star Wars only collector, good on you, because I think all the pre-orders for next year are like $23,000 or something like that, just for Hot Toys 6 scale.
$23,000?
You have to find this post. I know other people have probably seen it, and if you're listening to this, go on Facebook, you'll see it. They literally do every single Hot Toys release and the pre-order and the value. And if you were to pre-order everything that they released, I'm not just talking stores, but everything, it's like, yeah, 23K.
Yeah, I don't. First of all, don't. Huge piece of advice: do not show that to your significant other. Uh,
And don't collect everything that Hot Toys releases.
yes. Holy crap! Okay, you gotta screenshot that post, man, and or
I'll
send me
find it.
or tag me on that.
Yeah.
I think that's a good topic to talk about. Maybe next time. So
Yeah,
that'd be
that's something really good to dive into.
yeah. So, all right, guys. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. We're gonna try and shoot for every Sunday, depending on our schedule. Again, we're trying to make this very casual, very easy going. No drama-free zone. And we just want you guys to come in and enjoy talking about Star Wars and all the Star Wars collectibles. It's just one of those things that, like, I know as Star Wars fans, we're very passionate about not only the movies and the shows, but we're also passionate about the collectibles. So, again, we're gonna, just have fun with it. That's just basically what I'm trying to say. So hopefully you're having fun with us. And man, what a journey it's going to be for the next couple years, because man, we're getting a lot of stuff to talk about, which is great for our podcast, right? Because we have a lot of things, a lot of content to dive into. So,
Yep.
again, I want to just thank everyone in chat. Please, if you want to listen to us, if you didn't have time to watch us on the stream and you want to catch us on the podcast platform, please download us on Google Play, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. I'll probably upload it tonight or maybe tomorrow night, depending. And thank you guys again. Thank you to my new co-host, Mike. This has always been a lot of fun, man. It's just so dangerous talking Star Wars collectibles with you. Because after this stream, I'm definitely picking up that Anakin Clone Wars bust.
That's not too bad. That's under $100.
That's not bad. That's not bad. It's like what, $50? Yeah, it's not
you got off easy tonight, but we'll
Yeah.
see what happens next week.
Yeah. So thank you guys again, and may the midichlorians be with you guys always and forever. Take care, everyone. Have a good night.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.